Lovely view this morning. I would listen to Planet Funk's single, Who Said, Stuck in the UK. I've never been to the USA. I'm a slave on a minimum wage, Detroit, New York, and LA, but I'm stuck in the UK. And I would sing Stuck in the UK in relation to us here in Australia, because it's as if really this idiot Bob Larson, who considers himself a demon exorcist, said that when John Safran sought counsel with him, "You're from Australia, that's the dumping ground for the criminals and rejects of society." And I don't assert that, but yeah, I wonder what Sam Harris has talked about. Essentially, fear and worry concerning a prospect of technological advancement that in the 1950s Professors Einstein and Niels Bohr got into debate about. And it's the idea of that the Matrix serves as an interesting metaphor for this reality, the reality of what sort of tech has been made available to the owners of this Capital Chemist Group. And so Sam Harris talks about it like pretty soon. It could happen pretty soon. It was already happening prior to his speech here. My strongest suspicion is that, see, it is true that as science was establishing its laws, like its laws of physics, thermodynamics, etc., scientists in those time periods in history were also religious and believed themselves to be doing their God a service as they did their research. Paul William Tyndale in the 13th century wanted to work so hard to translate the Bible into English for his community to be able to read it, and the church had him pursued, rounded up, and burnt him, because the church wanted to keep it so that if you wanted enlightenment or to understand a passage of the Bible, you had to go into the church and you had to ask the priest for time, and you had to ask him the question about the particular verse. And women, if they had any questions, were not allowed to speak in church, but can reserve their questions for their husband at home. And then the Bible adds rather harshly, for it is disgraceful that a woman should speak in the church. So yeah, my extracurricular studies, which I fell in love with, as I developed a writing style and made friends with this online community, atheist friends, and we would just team up in rebuttals and arguments. because they said that the site was a place where unbelievers and skeptics were welcome. So I'm not in favor of terrorizing a Christian for being a Christian. It's only like sites like the one I've spent more than a decade writing on does specifically say, skeptics and unbelievers are welcome. And if it didn't say something like that, I wouldn't go, because I am aware on some level that Christianity is admired, where it's admired by someone who's not additionally a corporate giant or owner of a franchise, but someone who is just sort of more in the average community. What plays a big part in their fascination with Christianity is fear. And so, for that reason alone, though I think they can alleviate that fear if they, much like the boogeyman, boogie monster under the bed, go to evilbible.com, www.evilbible.com, and read the well-organized and indexed horrid verses in the Christian Bible, and they'll tell you, if they want to call it the Word of God, well, very well then. I would encourage those Christians to, they can alleviate their fear, re-establishing the strength of the heart by recognizing the non-existence of this God, but that if he did exist, he's so morally repugnant that I would piss in his face and go to hell laughing, so to speak. I'm truly amazed with the final record of David Bowie. The sheer number of albums that he output, and his chameleon genius way of shape shifting into a different genre of music. I consider him a visionary, and reading that the bisexual community is said to be statistically more prone to breakdowns and depression and things like that. I spent a lot of time musing upon the question of how or why this could come to be, and why we aren't just statistics. And so my answer became indecent and invalid pursuits and straw man cases, because for those doing the authoritarian thing and for instance psych warding people, in the event that they're a bisexual male or bisexual female, it feels on some level like the fulfillment of them accept their Jesus dying for them, and so yeah, I think that's disgusting, but